Joe Rogan is just Nazi posting now? Yeah. A bunch of conservative figures are doing this because, like, obviously being a conservative for years now has meant at the very least flirting with Nazism. Like, it's impossible to be a conservative figure online and not be aware of the fact that a significant portion of your audience is Nazis. It's the same thing that happened with January 6th, where, like, initially there's disapproval, right? When Kanye started openly becoming a Nazi, rather than him just being, like, a pro-white supremacist MAGA type, initially there was a bunch of disavowal, but obviously they were always going to, like, reintegrate him, right? I've seen it. It's the same thing. All the same people have been saying it. I saw a clip on Asmongold saying it. I saw, I'm sure it's all of them. I can't even remember these people's names now. They all look the same to me. They're doing it as like a anti-cancel culture anthem, because it's like the logical conclusion of that argument being taken like all the way far down. Like, it's the jokes that we've made for years but made manifest, right? Like a guy just openly saying Heil Hitler, Heil, he loves Hitler or whatever. Like, that's anti-cancel culture. It's bold and daring, you know? Because a lot of the people who are celebrating Kanye's song here are the same people accusing the left of being anti-Semitic for not supporting Israel. So it's... yeah, you know how it be. You know how it be. Life is stranger than fiction. I mean, this is literally always what the Nazis have done, right? Believe something bad and indefensible, but because it's bad and indefensible, when you say you believe it, you're committing to a position so ludicrous that it gives itself plausible deniability. So all the other people who want to, like, clout farm off of you, the people who want to, like, ride the wave of messaging, the people who want to benefit from the attention, the exposure, they can say, like, oh, well, I don't support the unironic meaning of the song. I just support the you know, like the fact that the mainstream media won't let it play on radio or something, or whatever. What are you supposed to say, dude? It's an album where he talks about fucking his cousin, and it's called Cuck, right? That's the name. It's that one. It's not the other album. It's called Cuck. There aren't many jokes you can make about Nazis that they don't already make about themselves. Joe Rogan argued against tech platforms banning Kanye West's latest song praising Adolf Hitler, noting that the millions of downloads the kinda catchy tune has racked up on Twitter kinda supports the rapper's... Wait. Millions of downloads the tune has racked up on Twitter? I don't... Is there a feature to Twitter I'm unaware of? Kind of supports the rapper's anti-Semitic views that there's a concerted effort by Jewish people to remove him from everything. Gotcha. It's not even a good song? Yeah, but why would that matter to them? It's not like they're listening to it. Like, is that, like none of this has anything to do with their enjoyment of anything. Nazis hate art. They don't care about art. They don't listen. They pretend they listen to Wagner, and then they go back to listening to, like, I don't know, Hololive Nightcore remixes or something. Like, they don't care about anything, right? These are people who, like, on an ideological level want to die, and they want to punish you for the fact that they feel that way. You can't expect them to provide you with anything, really. Every time you get a glimpse into their lives, it's sickening and pathetic, right? And their attempts, when they do, to defend themselves usually backfire, so for the most part they don't. And they usually just engage in self-debasement performatively to show that, you know, you can't hurt them. They already know they're pathetic. What are you supposed to do with this? All right, just put the clip in the recording.
If you throw a lot of shit out there, there's some point at which I'm just raising questions is not a valid thing. Mm-hmm. You're not raising questions. You're not asking questions. You're telling people something.
Do you think Daryl's doing that?
I think there's a whole bunch of guys doing that. I think Dave is doing that, very obviously. Dave's a comedian.
What is this?
But he's now mainly talking about Israel.
This isn't even about the... It's not a related clip. It's the ultimate pushing back, Rogan responded. There's a benefit to just letting people talk, Rogan continued. Like, let people say whatever the fuck they want to say, even if it sucks. This is the benefit of Twitter, but this is also the bad part. It's like the song has so many millions of hits on Twitter. This is such an easy way of knowing whether or not a person is a propagandist. If you take views on Twitter seriously, you are knowingly lying. The way views are counted on Twitter includes every view of every quote tweet. So every tweet will have, like, if nothing else, the combined views of all of their quote tweets. So if you tweet, I don't know, the average Kanye West tweet, and it gets 1 million views, but then 10 million people view the quote tweets calling you a Nazi retard, it'll have 11 million views in total. And then people go like, oh my God, 11 million views on the Nazi tweet. It's, I can't believe people listen to Rogan, Jesus Christ. Yeah, like 50 billion people, I'm afraid. Spirit of America right here. I can just post stroking my shit to my 0 follower private account, still gets views. Yeah, no, literally, like the people do get views on their posts, even if they're fully privated with no followers. Like I even tested that back when the feature was released. It's been banned from every platform, but is it good to ban things from platforms, or is it better to let it be out there and let people talk about it? Do you think there's a kind of like anachronistic incongruity here, right? To this like free marketplace of ideas argument that nobody buys anymore when the right controls everything and they are openly shutting down everyone, like going after judges, trying to delist news platforms, threatening broadcasters like private and public, shutting people down during the White House press conferences and suggesting that they might not get the chance to talk anymore here if they keep talking like that. Like the idea that anything on the right stands for freedom of speech. Richard Spencer gave this game away years ago. He was on a podcast because he's one of those people who like thinks he's smart enough to get away with pretending he's different from the average like rabble on his side, which is why he grifted over to the left or just stopped pretending or whatever. Which is that like they don't actually care about free speech. They only care about free speech like as an argument that they can use to justify liberals letting their stuff on. But the thing that doesn't make any sense to me is like the liberals aren't in power anymore. You're not arguing against like an unsympathetic crowd, you know? If anything, the reason why Kanye West is largely blacklisted and banned isn't because he's a Nazi, because there are Nazis in government now. It's because he's so embarrassingly a Nazi, he gives the right a bad name. There are people who have more or less Kanye West's political views who go to the White House on the daily now. Stephen Miller probably agrees with a lot of the more sane things that Kanye West says. By sane, I mean coherent, not like politically effectual. It has nothing to do with him being a Nazi. It's just that he's embarrassing. Giving him a microphone, giving him a spotlight just makes the right look bad. Also, he's black. Nazis love black people when they're on their side. I mean, is he giving Trump a microphone making the right look bad? No, I don't know if you noticed, but he won the last election. Genuinely, like ideologically, Kanye West's views aren't even that uncommon. Not his main ones, at least. Like some of the more out there ones. I don't think everyone's their cousin, but you know, it has nothing to do with him being a conservative. It's just a matter of him being embarrassing to the right. I'm sorry, wait, what is the conclusion to this article? As the Hollywood Reporter senior editor Steven Zeitchik observed recently, the world's biggest podcaster is slowly moving from conspiracy curious to a launder of anti-Semitic and anti-scientific ideas right before our eyes. Slowly? Little late in the alarm bells there. Pardon me for being smug, it's just like, Jesus. The conclusion is always Nazis? To cite a person who recently had to leave YouTube, I think, Innuendo Studios, the way the right is structured is so that every layer out from the center, from the core, is made to be the final layer. Every time a person gets red-pilled to the next level of conservatism, they think the entire point of the process was to be brought to where they are now. Everyone further down on the pipeline is a sucker, and the people above them don't exist. So people go from like Reaganite neocon to libertarian, and from libertarian to like, I don't know, civic nationalist, race curious, and then to white nationalist, and then to Nazi. And at every point they're like, yeah, finally, I've reached the real point of conservatism. Everyone else is a rube. I get it now. I'm woke. I'm red pill. Well, they wouldn't say woke, but they're effectively saying they're woke. And Nazism is basically just the final core of the whole process. Kind of just, that's just the end point, really, or something approximating Nazism, at least. No, I heard Innuendo Studios GoFundMe did well. I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to have seen that. Alt-right playbook, how to radicalize a normie. I don't know the title. I haven't watched it in a while, but yeah, something to that effect. Anyway, like Joe Rogan was at some point in the last like 5 or 6 years bought. It probably is a post-COVID thing. A lot of conspiracy curious, anti-scientific content creators after COVID realized like, holy shit, this pandemic has either amplified or revealed millions of very mentally ill people who will believe anything that I tell them. Jimmy Dore is probably the most obvious example of a person who before pretended to have some kind of like wide range of principles and then shifted entirely over to COVID conspiracism. But Joe Rogan did much the same thing. And now that the COVID thing just isn't as much of a hot topic anymore, you have the same audience, right? You have an audience of largely stupid and impressionable people who are very susceptible to conspiracism and very susceptible to like right-thinking bias, right? Like reactionary thought. So where do you lead them? Where does right-leaning conspiracism lead? Every time it's the Jews. Every time. Every single time. Because conspiracism is really just following a path of least resistance to the least credulous answer, right? Conspiracism is it's a fault in the thinking process. It directs you towards explanations that take big complicated events and systems and boils them down to simple narratives with good people and bad people, evil and good, you know, like that sort of thing, right? And it just as a consequence of like pure historical inertia, when you get down that road of conspiracism, it just consistently leads you in the same direction. Also, Candace Owens is doing that shit now. She's gone from doing Jewish blood libel to believing space isn't real. Absolutely incredible political transformation. Well, keep in mind, she doesn't believe it. She's lying. She's saving as much money as she can, and she's putting it in bank accounts. And when this is all over, she'll go to a country where she won't be arrested for what she's said and done. Joe Rogan, much the same way, right? They're all aware of the fact that they're lying. No, they're not being radicalized along with everyone else. Or if they are, they're doing both. They're being radicalized while also grifting. It's possible to do both. Rarely is a person stupid enough that it's genuinely difficult to tell if they know that they're grifting. But Joe Rogan's not that stupid. I think actually the myth that Joe Rogan is very stupid has really helped him. The idea that, oh, he's just a dumb, impressionable monkey man. No, he's not. He's a very successful businessman. He's literally the most successful podcaster there is, basically. Like ever. He's not stupid. When he believes dumb stuff, it's because that plays into the biases of his audience. Like, it's not, like, he is impressionable, but it's not all an act. Yeah, it does. It gives him plausible deniability. Kanye is an example of a person who shifted to the right with no grifting whatsoever. Or at least very little. He's genuinely extremely mentally ill. I've said it before, and I really do mean it. The only way to be a public advocate for conservative beliefs is to be mentally ill or to be a grifter. And Kanye's pretty ill. He's not doing great, you know? What's Elon's excuse? Elon knowingly lies all the time. Remember that quote from one of his like senior engineers? Like Elon tweeted something, some conservative bullshit that was very obviously untrue. And one of his engineers said only like the 10th percentile of people are going to find this believable. And Elon like gritted his teeth and said, "F you," in response. Like that. He knows he's lying. He's just also very stupid. Anyway, we're warbling right now. Asperger's was made up and named after a Nazi, so I'm not sure how that's relevant. Isn't Asperger's like girl autism or something? Is that even a real thing anymore? Do people even say that anymore? Is Elon really stupid? Yes, I do believe that Elon is genuinely like subnormal IQ. Like if you put him in school, he would do very poorly. Like basic schooling. I don't think so, but okay. Riveting conversation we just had. Thank you.